60-second insurance concepts.
Today we're going to talk about pet insurance. If you noticed on our Instagram, this week we've been posting pictures of dogs and cats. Just want to walk through some of the ideas behind pet insurance and why you might consider getting it. Melissa and I had a terrible experience last Christmas when our dog, Betty, who's the best dog, got really sick. We were visiting family for Christmas. She's very lethargic. She's typically super active, and so her heart was racing like over almost 200 beats per minute. And we called a vet friend, and they said check her gums, lift up her gums, and they're like totally pale white. And he said that's really bad. She's got bleeding, and we knew that she had some stomach problems, but she'd always been fine. Took her to a vet, and there's score when you get your blood test done. I think it's a white blood test score called the PCV or the hematocrit, and dogs should be between like 45 and 50, and she was at 11, which is like pretty much dead. So it's Christmas, we're in Maryland, and Betty has to get a blood transfusion, which sounds crazy that you would ever give a dog a blood transfusion. They actually brought in one of the vet's Great Danes to get Great Dane blood. So my little Brittany Spaniel got a bunch of Great Dane blood in her for Christmas and was in the hospital for a couple days. And of course, we don't know if she's going to die. It's very, very stressful. So we didn't have pet insurance. We knew this was going to be expensive. I had to get the transfusion, hospital stay. I think there's like an ultrasound or something. It's like maybe $1,000 or something like that. And that sucked. And we were not excited about it, but we paid it. So we go, she survives Christmas, we go pick her up, take her back to Nashville. Excuse me, I just drank a whole Red Bull. Come back and go to another vet, and it's still not right. She needs another blood transfusion. Get her $500 blood transfusion. Then she needs a test, a scope or something, and so there's thousands of dollars for that. And so by the end of this thing, we basically ended up spending an amount on our dog that we love, and you would too if your dog, wore socks or looked this good in sunglasses or went camping with you or looked that good sleeping. You would spend that money on your dog too. But we ended up spending an amount of money on Betty that I never thought I would have spent, and we didn't have insurance, so we paid for all of it. So the point is, pet insurance actually makes sense because when you hear about someone that spends thousands of dollars on their dog, you think, I would never do that. That it's just a dog. Well, you don't get a bill for the whole thing up front. It comes in little incremental things, and before you know it, you spend a lot of money because you love that dog. And why wouldn't you love your dog this much if your dog sat on a coffee table like this? So it's definitely worth considering. We've got a lot of good options for pet insurance. It's very inexpensive for most breeds and animals. So let's talk about it. If you love that animal, this is an easy way to make their emergency medical expenses a little bit more predictable. So enjoy this video of Betty eating pasta off the kitchen counter.
Meal prep at its finest.